Hello, welcome to another video uh, of digital system design. So today I'm going to discuss the Moore and Mealy machine. So we already discussed the basic concepts of state machine design. We covered how to design any arbitrary sequence counter using the concept of state machine, right? So we have seen that basically any system can be viewed as a state machine where the system is consists of system is resides in several states, and it can go from one state to another state by using a steering combination logic, right? So we have seen that the basically from design point of view, we have seen that your state machine is consists of two blocks. Basically, one is combinational logic block, one is this combinational logic block, okay, and another block is the sequential logic block. This is the sequential logic block, right? Sequential logic. So sequential logic is basically contains the D flip-flops. Many D flip-flops you may need. How many D flip-flops you need? It determines by the number of states your circuit has, your system has. Okay. So and input to this combinational logics are the present states, okay, that comes from the D flip-flop basically. Okay, this are all fed to the combinational logic. Okay, all are fed to the combinational logic, and this D flip-flops are driven by a synchronous clock. Okay, common clock, synchronous clock. And there is also some external input, right? External input to this combinational logic block. Okay, and the output of the combinational logic is basically the next state. Okay, the next state which is connected to the input of the flip-flops. Suppose D flip-flops are D input of the flip-flops, and it also has the combinational output also has a output. Okay, but we have seen that this external input and output is basically optional, right? You may have some state machine which don't have any external input or external output, right? You may have only some states, okay, only states. So in that case there will not be any external input, there will not be any external output, there will be a combination logic base. Obviously there will be one series of flip-flops, okay, based on the according to the number of states do you have in the circuit. We have seen in the counter there is no external output, your states are basically interpreted as output, right? So suppose you have in general you have an output of the combination logic block. Your state machine has an output Z, your state machine is an output Z and input X. Okay, and so combination logic is basically giving two types of output. One is next state output, and this is output, the external output. It is giving one external output and one is next state output, and next state output is going to the again fed to the flip-flops. Okay, and then again in the next clock cycle the states of the flip-flops are changing, so the circuit states is overall states are also changing, right? So this way the state machine works, this functionality works. And this combinational logic also called the steering logic block because it steers the circuit from one state to another state, right? So now we have based on this external output Z, suppose your combinational your state machine has an output Z, and based on the output of this, so based on this output of the uh, output of the uh, state machine, we can classify the state machine into two groups. One is called Moore machine and another is called Mealy machine. Okay, so let's first see what is Moore machine. So Moore machine is very simple, is in the sense that you can see that in, suppose you have a state machine which is defined by a state diagram like this, where we have four states S0, S1, S2, S3. Here you can see that the state transition has been shown for different types of inputs, and 1 bit input x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. So for each state you can see that what could be the transition. So suppose S0, at any particular time the circuit is at S0, its input is x equal to 0, then it resides in the same states, it doesn't change its state, so it resides in the S0. But if input is x1, it goes to S1. Okay, so this way all the transitions are defined. But one thing you can notice that here how the output has been defined. Here output has been defined as that here output only depends on the present state, it does not depend on the input. Okay, so when your circuit is in S0, the Z is always 0. Okay, you can see here your Z is always 0. Okay, when your circuit is residing in S1 state, its output also 0. Okay, when it is in S2, its output is also 0. When it is on S3, its output is 1. So circuit gives one output equal to 1, logic 1, only at when it resides at S3 state. So it does not depend on the external input, it only depends on which states the circuit is residing on. Okay, so this type of state machine is called Moore machine. Okay, this is completely defined by the output criteria. Okay, so how we are defining the output at any state or any time. Okay, so it only depends on the state, the present state. So output basically a Boolean function of present state, it's not a function of the external input x. Okay, here the inputs x is 1 bit and output is also 1 bit. Okay, it can be vary 3-4 bits, so it doesn't matter, but in general when the external output of the state machine depends only on the present state, then it is called Moore machine. It does not depend on the external input. Okay, now let's move on to so state table of the state diagram. Okay, so what could be how could I write the state table of this same state diagram? Okay, how can I write that? Pretty simple. So I am having 4 state S0, S1, S2 and S3. So obviously I need 2 state variable AB. So S0 corresponds to 0 0, S1 0 1, S2 1 0 and S3 1 1. So I can simply this state diagram can be translated to a state table by using this very easily, right? So when it is 0 0, input is 0, next state will be 0 0. right? When it is 0 0, input is 1, next state will be 0 1, and I have written the corresponding output also, right? So this way you can see that here all the possible combination of present state and next state and input has been given. So for each state, each present state can 0 0 0 0 two times. I have written two times because my input can be either 0 and 1, and based on the 0 and 1 the next state will be different, right? So and the output is specific to a present state, right? So output is 1 when my present state is 1 1, means my state table state machine is residing in S3 state. So how can I write the output? The output will be very easy to define because it is a function of only present state AB, right? So I have to, so Z will be simply equal to A and B, right? AND gate. So output of two D flip flops combined to a AND gate. Okay, so AB is the state variables, right? Now let's see what is the Mealy machine. Now let's consider a state machine with three states, okay, S0, S1 and S2. Here you can see that unlike the previous case, here you can see the output of the state machine is not specific to a particular state, okay. So here output it's depends on the input, okay. So suppose is you are residing in S0 state, at a particular time your circuit is residing in S0 state, its inputs is X0, then its outputs will be also Z equal to 0. But if its input is X equal to 1, logic 1, then its output is also logic 1, and it also transition, it also there is a transition from S0 to S1, okay. So here you can see that output is depends on the present state and also it depends on the external input. So in the state diagram we have defined, so in the state diagram we have defined the output in all arc, in all the transitioning arc we are defining the output. So unlike in the Moore machine we have defined the output in the state with associated with the state variables, right? So to a specific for a specific state you have a specific output in Moore machine, but in Mealy machine you have different, it output is depends on the present state and the external output, right? So output is defined or is denoted in the each transition arc, right? Okay, so so here you can see that there are two possible ways the output can be 1. So output can be 1 when your circuit in S2 and your input is 0, X equal to 0, and then it will go to a 0 state and it will give output Z equal to 1. This case, so this case, one case, and here also another case the output could be 1, right? So here the output is defined on the transition arc, it's not defined on the a particular state. So it states has no meaning. So only states cannot determine. So here in Milli machine, the only the from the state variables from the present state you cannot determine the what could be the external output at a any moment. Okay, so so how we can, so here we have three states, right? S0, S1 and S2. So obviously again we need three variables, two state variables a b. So S0 0 0, S1 0 1 and S2 1 0, right? So but there is another possibility is 1 1, but this is not going to come into our scenario, this specification, right? So this state diagram can be translated into a state table like this way. So here you can see that here you can see that how we so for each transition has been defined and corresponding output has been defined, and for the last case 1 1, this scenario will not arise in our case because there is no S3, so there is no 1 1 state, right? So there is no question of input, corresponding input, so don't care, input is don't care. And what could be the next state? Next state will be also don't care. But output, we cannot define the output as don't care, right? If output is, you define the output as don't care in the state table, then it may happen that your output goes to 1, but output will be only 1 at these two cases. Okay, so usually it is conventionally done that output should be set to 0 if it is not defined. Okay, so you should not set the output to don't care for any undefined condition. Okay, so this way we can define the state table of this Milli machine, right? So how we can write down the output of this state machine then? So it is pretty simple, because you need to draw a Carnot map, right? So here you need to draw a Carnot map. A and Bx, right? A and Bx, and you have this combination. So here the Z is a function of ABX, and you have this Z output. So simply we have to find out the Carnot map, simplified version of the Boolean expression. Okay, so this way you can find out the output of the state machine. Okay, so in summary we can say that the state machine can be classified into two subclasses based on the output criteria. So basically the steering, the combinational logic is used to determine the external output, and also it steers the circuit from one state to another state. So in case of Milli machine, the output is a function of present state and external inputs, and in case of Moore machine, the output is a Boolean function of simply the present state. Okay, so it only depends on the present state. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture. Okay, goodbye.